Welcome back everybody to another NASCAR F123 My Team Career Mode episode, and off to Brazil for today's race. So let's jump right on into it. So as we jump into the pre-week before race and everything, let's get stuff in the works. We got a season break here. We can likely get these last two events in before then. Let's take a look in the R&D. Again, we don't need to worry about any of these other developments at the moment. Let's save for that major development there. We got some time. We'll get in some R&D points, kind of like that. Let's see here. Still going to be just a touch too expensive still, so we'll save up a bit more. There we go, and we can get that underway. Perfect. That's going to significantly help out the aero department and the chassis side of things. Brakes aren't going to do much. Going to be expensive. We're right up near the top in the engine department. We're still low on the chassis department somehow, even though it's one of our most developed departments. That's what I'm looking for. So just keep advancing here. Engine player has asked if one of our drivers to make a guest appearance at their brand new flagship car showroom in Dubai. Yesterday was scheduled to appear at a charity event the same week. We're going to go ahead and do that one, get some team acclaim, and keep moving through here. Get some more R&D points, and there's nothing we can really do here at the moment. Would need to be looking at this is probably the next. That'd probably be the next one that we'd go with. But actually, at that point, I think we're better off going with some brake upgrades here. So let's take a season break. We can go over to activities, slot in these last two events, keep moving through the time. Lots of time in between these races. The other thing I could do is make some upgrades to the facilities. I've been kind of ignoring that. We'll go up to that on there. Not that it's going to come in really in time. I suppose we'll see. Is there anything? We can't really do anything right now, but we can probably get that chassis upgrade in the works after practice for Brazil. Not that it'll probably come in time for the race or then the season, as it is our penultimate episode in F123. Let's go ahead. We'll do the hot lap, average speed zone. Let's see what sort of run we can have at Brazil. I forget how we did here last year. It seems, was it a fairly decent run? It seems like it was, but we'll have to see here. Just gotta make our way through the corners nice and easy. Seems like we had the same hot lap event last time we were out here. We actually did fairly well on it, if I remember right. We're going to go gold on our first try here. So very nice there. Perfect. And now we'll... Do I have to make another run? I just go off track here, right? Ba boom, ba bing. Not like we get more money from it. And there we go. And now let me jump into practice. And we'll head off to qualifying after that. Let's check the messages here just a second though. Retirement announcement is Botas is retiring, and we've got power unit upgrades. But let me jump into practice here. Alrighty, so in the qualifying here, it is a sprint weekend. So, let's jump into a qualifying session here. I thought I was doing well around here, and then I tried the qualifying pace practice program, and I could not make a decent lap to save my life. So we'll see how this goes. We'll have to run. I'll have to run that in practice too, but it shouldn't be much of a problem to get that done. But we shall see here. Really just going to be dependent on what other times cars are able to lay down. A 110. I didn't catch the decimals behind it. I saw that was a 110. Well, that ain't going to do it. I did that last time too. Let's return to the garage. We're going to need to run another lap here. I'm not liking how this is going here so far, if I'm being honest. I need to use the nice sauce, which isn't going to do me very well. Let's go try head out now, I suppose, and see what I can do. We've got a car behind it, looks like, looking at the little mirrors on the sides, and we do. But there's nobody in front of us, which is good. And we're a last car to need to set a lap, it looks like here. Everyone else has. So just really trying to focus here, putting down a good lap, at least put myself in the Q2. It's going to be my big thing. I'll have to see what sort of lap we can lay down though. We are towards the back half of this session, I believe. It's an 8:09. I didn't see where that put us. And on 8:09 and 8.9 puts me in first at the moment. That was a fantastic lap. And going to speed through the rest of it here. Left some time in that last corner there. Going into the long straightaway. But we're going to be safe to make it into Q2. There we are. And now I may be a little screwed in terms of tires is the only thing. So I've got reserved for, okay, we get an extra set for Q3. So we can only run one lap here. But we can make a lap on good tires in all 3 sessions. And this is where I'd want to use that fresh set anyways, I guess. So it's just going to be a matter of, it's more going to be a matter of if we had a fresh set for Q3, if we can make it there. So let's keep moving here. I'm not sure why I'm so tired, but apparently I am. I keep yawning. I know I started recording a little bit later than usual, but it's not that late. That could have been bad real quick. We almost went completely off track. I need to quit paying attention to the pop-ups. Cost me some time. Making sure to get good drives out of the corners. Much better exits that corner there. Now we've got this long sweeping corner here. And about the same time, I'm not sure if it's better or worse than the last time. I wasn't paying that close of attention. But about the same. We're about a second faster than anybody here. Okay, now about 7/10. So we're going to be good here. If we can set another lap like that, we're going to be golden. See if they go out for another lap here. They do. I think we're going to be more than fine here though. Fastest in that session as well. Russell gets close to us there. Only a quarter of a second off. Let's advance to Q3 and see what we can do there. Going straight out. Just trusting that we have the best tires on it. Now whether we do or not, this may be a better question that I may need to check while we're going down this straightaway. But not at the moment. We need to hit this DRS. There we go. They are fresh tires. Perfect. I overdrove that corner. Didn't quite hit it and stride and let flow through that corner, unfortunately. But we'll see how that puts us. An extra downshift in there as well. So a few little mistakes here so far. almost had a spin there. That would not have been good. We don't have extra tires to be able to afford to do that. Verstappen with the 9-2. Norris with the 9 flat. We set an 8.5. The track must be speeding up. Because there's no way I would have guessed that was an 8.5. We had too many mistakes there. So we're 5 tenths ahead of anybody else. So let's advance here. We'll see where we end up for the beginning of the sprint, as qualifying finish up here right now.
Forget pit stops, forget fuel management. It's pedal to the metal all the way here as we get ready for today's sprint. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's sprint. It's the owner driver then in pole position, edging out Lando Norris, who'll start from P2. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Russell, Hamilton, Verstappen, Joe, Perez, Leclerc, Liam Lawson, Ocon, Sainz, Stroll, Gasly, Bottas, Albon, Magnussen, Oscar Piastri, Ricciardo, Tsunoda, Hulkenberg, Sargent, and Teo Pourchaire. Which of these drivers will get pole position today? We'll soon find out.
Alrighty, so with Hamilton having clinched the championship last race, now it's going to be a matter of just making our way as far up the leaderboard as possible in both the drivers and constructors standings, which means we need to just try get the wins here. Oh, of course you are. Hey, at least we don't have the little marker on there, though. That would be frustrating. I checked that before we came off to here, just to make sure we were going to be all good. We're going to need to switch it to the other IC before next race. However, it should get us through this one. So at the moment, able to pull away kind of from the AI, so this may be quite the interesting little race weekend here, as at least at the moment I am outside the range of DRS for Russell, so I won't have to worry about that next lap at this point. No, that's not to say that I won't make a mistake and that he won't catch up. However, at the moment, things are looking pretty okay. I'd be fine with a bit of a cushion here when in the lead. Whenever we've been in the lead before, it's kind of been hold your breath kind of racing. But if we can have a good lead, I would be okay with that, personally. So we've got a 2-second gap on Russell here. A little bit more than that on Norris as well. But I expect them to keep battling, kind of holding each other up. So it does help keep some of the pressure off of myself.
5 laps of fuel remaining. 5 laps of fuel left.
Why'd you pack it so full of fuel? We don't need that much fuel for a sprint. I mean, we're almost halfway through and you still got 5 laps of fuel for a 6-lap race? I mean, that's kind of crazy, but... as I've kind of backed it off here a little bit in terms of aggression, I'm still able to pull away, so that tells me either the car is really good or they're really battling quite hard back there. It's one of the two. Now we're just kind of maintaining that gap. Back to Russell, we can re-increase our intensity if need be. As Norris gets by Russell, we'll see how this continues to pan out. So it's still just all lumped together there. Be sure not to spin it around there. Now I'm remembering what happened last race here. So we're in good position, and then it had started to rain on the very last lap. I spun it off the dangerous corner, like on the curb on, and I can spin it out on. I spun it there, and then I was able to hang on to either a 9th or a 10th place finish and still got a few points out of it. So that is what happened last season when we came here. We've got about a lap and a half left to go. And we're just kind of in cruise control right now. Not trying anything too risky, not pushing anything. As Norris seems to be gapping Russell here just a little bit. But it does appear that he used up those soft tires trying to get past him, because we are still increasing our gap to him. We're almost 4 seconds in front of him without really pushing at all, so it just kind of depends on where we're at in the track, what our gap to him is looking like. Nice and easy. You know, the one person I don't see up here, which is kind of weird now that he's won the championship, is Mr. Lewis Hamilton. You know, the one guy that we didn't want up here all season, and now that he's won the championship, he just disappeared. You know, now the guys that were really fighting for points are right up at the top with us. You know how that works. So we win the sprint here. And now we get to head off to the race. I'm hoping for some more of the same, honestly. It'd be nice to finally get, I guess not an easy race, but more relaxed race for sure within this career mode for once. But let's head off to the race and see what we can do there.
Returns to Interlagos once again with the stage set for what promises to be another classic Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Sebastian Vettel famously clinched his third championship here in 2012, and just 4 years later, Max Verstappen treated us to one of the finest wet weather drives of all time. Interlagos, always a very special race here in Brazil. It's a 2.7-mile circuit with 9 lefts and 6 rights for a total of 15 corners. The fastest lap today should have an average speed of around 135 miles per hour, if, of course, the weather stays dry until the end of the Grand Prix. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. It's the owner-driver then in pole position, and Lando Norris lines up alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Russell, Verstappen, Perez, Hamilton, Liam Lawson, Leclerc, Stroll, Ocon, Gasly, Magnussen, Bottas, Ricciardo, Albon, Théo Pourchaire, Oscar Piastri, Hülkenberg, Tsunoda, Sargent, Joe, and Carlos Sainz will start from the back of the grid. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today? Joining me for the Grand Prix once again is none other than Anthony Davidson. They've been involved in a number of costly incidents lately. That's got to affect their mindset going into this race.
It's not an ideal situation by any means. When you get into a bad run like that, there's always a risk of frustration creeping in, which can cause more mistakes and locks you into this vicious cycle. Hopefully today they can get through turn 1 cleanly and stay calm for the rest of the race.
So, moving forward here, we're looking at, we might as well go mediums to softs. I'm not expecting rain at all here, so let's just keep going here. Start the race. Seeing a little bit of wear on the engine components, but that's okay. A good start here. Need to get a good gap to Norris here. He is on the softs here compared to the mediums of everyone else, which is an interesting call. So need to be able to fend him off here early. And they're not all checked up like they were at the beginning of the sprint for sure. Overdrove that corner just a tad. There's a good exit off here. Again, trying to form a gap back from Norris so he doesn't have the DRS on us. If we can accomplish that, we're in good standings. But that's going to be hard to do with those soft tires that he has. But we'll just see what we can do here. I feel like he's definitely better than us in this first sector. The other option that we probably have would be to let him pass and use him for DRS, but I'm not particularly fond of that idea, knowing that he's going to be holding me up, more than likely doing that. And I don't want to let him get away on the softs, even though he'd probably come back to us. I'm not going to take the risk. At least not at this point. We're pulling away from the pack behind us. See if Norris has the fastest lap here. It's going to be Norris. Yep. Norris is going to have DRS down this straight. See what he's able to do with it here. Not much, because he got a bad run through those corners. What's going side by side with us? So everything is going to plan here at the moment. It would have been a bit more ideal if we could just pull away from Norris like we did in the sprint. However, we are going to have the preferred tire at the end of the race, and that may allow us to pull that gap. We're already forming a gap back to everyone else. Norris is going to have a good run here. We'll see what he can do with it. Can force us to mess up here a little bit. Okay, we're back behind him now. Going to have a chance here. Very nice move there, in my opinion. Going to take it a little wide here. We'll give him space. Re-overtake. Now that does allow those other drivers to close back in with that battle. But nope, they're going to have the DRS off of Norris. That could actually be really bad. We may not have that gap that we want anymore. But I suppose we'll see.
Behind is 11.6 seconds.
See what we can do here. Almost trying to get Norris out of the DRS of those other drivers here as well. Try not to fight with too much. We'll have to see when those soft tires start to give way to the mediums. I think we're going to start coming up on it soon. But we'll have to see here. I'm starting to be able to gap him through the corners some more than I was before. He's still fast on the straightaways, but he's definitely got the preferred car and that aspect, as well as the DRS, so that makes sense. Also happens when I forget to shift up a gear when I need to. But I definitely think those soft tires are starting to fall off for Norris just a little bit. I'm able to corner much better than he is at the moment. I carry a lot more speed off of the corners than he is able to right now. So maybe next lap can get out of that DRS range. They will gain here a lot.
We're approaching the pit window now, and you're going to be on hards next time.
See what sort of run we can get through here. Don't want him to get enough of a run that he can try and overtake here, which I don't think he should be able to. Nope. Got a little bit more checked up there than I would have liked to have been. Keep rolling here. Okay, he's been able to keep it just a bit closer here this lap, so don't think we're going to be able to get out of that range here quite yet this lap. May be something that needs to happen during pit stops. But we are forming a gap back to the other positions. We get into the back of him there just a little bit. I didn't really mean to do that, but you braked earlier than I would have liked. And now that does put him out of DRS range. We'll see if we can maintain that or not. Wasn't really intentional getting into the back of him like that, but it may just work. As long as I can get through some of these corners alright. It's also going to help that he doesn't have our slipstream alongside that DRS to really pull him along. We'll see if we're able to pull away from him quite a bit here without that DRS. Form a bit of a gap here on the end lap, hopefully. It's getting a little bit of time down here, down on the straightaways. However, I don't think he's going to really be able to make up any more time, because he was using the DRS to kind of stay intact with us. He was losing some time through the corners. So with that, we should be able to start to form a gap to him now, especially if we run good corners. Yeah, up to 2 seconds there for a second. .2. Yeah, so it looks like that was where we were really just getting unfortunate was with that DRS. He was able to stay latched onto us, but we should be able to stay away from him here. Get the good turn in.
Right, let's go. Come on. Perfect.
Great pit stop.
There, mate. Looks like a nice stop time. We're happy with that one. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's go.
We'll have to see where we're at here. Why did we go to the hards? We were supposed to go to the softs, I thought, weren't we? Okay, apparently changing strategy. I bet you Norris went to the mediums as well. I could really use to get past some of these guys here. Kind of form a bit of a buffer. Gotta get some heat into these tires. I thought we were going to the softs. I'll have to review the footage, but I was almost sure I went with the medium to soft strategy. That's what I had planned, right? I don't know. Norris is closing in. He is on those mediums, so not ideal here. He is going to be running us down very quickly here, as well as the likes of Hamilton. I'm going to guess that Russell and Perez also go to those softs. They'll also be running us down, especially towards the end of the race, when they have fresher tires than I do by about 2 laps, as well as 2 softer of compound than I do. Maintaining a 1.4 to 1.3 second gap. There's the soft tires going on. So it's really going to have to stay consistent here in order to maintain the lead with having a harder compound on. I'm not sure why it went to the hard compound. I never switched the strategy, so it's very interesting. Unless I accidentally clicked the medium to hard, but I'm almost certain I didn't do that. We do have a good gap back to Leclerc, though. Is he just staying out long, though? I don't think he is. I think he's on the same strategy as Norris. I just played it really well and gained some positions.
Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 22.4
Norris sets another fastest lap. I'm sure that would have been us had we had the good tires, but we don't. I expect next lap that Norris has the DRS and is able to catch up quite quickly at that point. But we'll have to see. Those mediums stayed good for pretty much the entire run. I don't really see these hards ever being of any benefit over those mediums at this track with this run. It's only a 9. We split right in 2. It's not long enough for the hards to be better than the mediums at all. So we'll have to see here. Much better lap for me that time around. So we'll see what sort of lap time we put in. We set the fastest lap there.
Keep this up. Well done.
So very nice there. We set a faster lap than Norris did on a harder set of compound. So I guess we'll see here. We've got 5 laps to go, a little under. Hamilton has gone past Leclerc. Hamilton's actually done a great job so far this race. He finished that sprint in 7th, so he's made up 4 spots this race. I could see him very easily getting driver of the day if he keeps this up. Not that I expect him to catch up with Norris and I. But he's already up 4 positions, so it's looking very good for him for that recognition of driver of the day. 4 laps to go. I was managing about 1.6 second lead. Apparently that corner messed it up a little bit. Spear down to 1.1. We'll see what we can do through the corners up ahead. It's where I tend to gain sometime over him, as through all these corners I think I'm just able to get through them just a little bit better than he is in general, where he is better on the straights. So
And that's just 5 laps of fuel remaining.
we'll use more of it. Come on, we're coming to 3 to go. I don't know. We got a 1.4 second lead now. He's able to close that down even without the DRS. Those slide there. We'll see how this shakes out in terms of time. It's going to be really close to being able to get DRS for the next DRS straight. But we've got the benefit of having all these curves in here first that he's got to work against. And he's got to get that to a second or lower before it will give him the DRS, and he's got to have it by that timing line, I believe. I believe that's the timing line he has to be under a second at in order to have that DRS. Other one, I believe it's going to be going down into turn 1 here. Where is the timing line? That's your timing line for this straightaway, I believe. So we've got 2 laps to go. He's still pretty close. Can't catch up as much to that lap, it doesn't seem. So maybe those mediums starting to fade a little bit as he is chasing us. Well, we've got a lap and a half left. Keep using it. And oh, I about spun it. It's going to allow him to catch up some. He may be able to get DRS for the next zone here. Only got 1.3 on him here. We'll see what he can do down this straight and through the first corner compared to us.
Keep your concentration and let's bring it home.
I kept him a gear too high there, but he's still 1.4 away. I think we're going to be able to maintain, now allow him to get back into the range here. And really, as long as I keep him more than about half a second away, even on that final straightaway, it'd be hard for him to make up a half a second, even with the DRS on that back straightaway. But let's see here. Oh, I about messed it up, didn't I? That I did. But we save it here as we come across the line with the fastest lap of the race as well.
That's a race win and your second race win in a row. Fantastic job.
Is it? No, it's not. The last race win was at the last one was at Belgium, was it not? We didn't win it. What was it, Monza? We didn't win at Monza, did we? I don't think so. Okay. I guess I'll have to look. All these episodes are starting to blend together. We'll take a look here.
Our top three finishers should be incredibly happy with what they were able to achieve.
There we get a celebration in. And let's keep on here.
This result then narrows the gap between our
The results are
now, let's discuss
me, Norris, Russell, Leclerc, Hamilton. Or no, that's the weekend results. Hang on, race results. Me, Norris, Leclerc, Hamilton. Leclerc apparently was able to re-overtake Hamilton on those softs. Russell, Verstappen, Perez, Lawson, Ocon, Stroll, Gasly, Ricciardo, Albon, Magnussen, Pourchaire, Sargent, Sainz, Bottas, Guan Yu, Tsunoda, Piastri, and Hulkenberg rounds out the grid. So let's bring it back to the main menu. Big gains over Verstappen here. It's going to give us a 4-point lead over him heading into the final race of the season. Big boost and acclaim here, both for me as well as the team. We're getting close to being able to get. It's going to be very, very close whether we get up to team acclaim 20 by the end of the season here. But that's going to wrap things up for today, guys. I want to see standings, season results. Yeah, we didn't win the last one. We got 15th in the last race. I don't know what's going on. But, see, cannot chase down Hamilton either in terms of race wins. He's got 5 on the season. I only have 3 so far. So cannot take that honor either. We cannot overtake Norris either in terms of points, I don't believe. What is that? A 27-point gap? So no, we cannot do that unless there's a sprint next weekend, which I do not believe there is. We can overtake Russell though. We need 8 more points than him next week to do that. As long as we score 15 or more points, then, or as long as Verstappen doesn't score more than 15 points than us next weekend, we are fine to maintain our gap to him. And we can't make it up to Red Bull in terms of the constructor standings there. Not going to happen, especially not with Piastri running how he's been, but yeah, going to need to throw in the best ICE that we have left, and we'll have to go from there. But hope you enjoyed the episode today, guys. I want to give a big thanks about the F1 24 review video that I've put out. That is very, very close to 1,000 views. So that's huge numbers, especially for the channel being the size that it is right now. But hope you enjoyed the penultimate race on this game of the season. Heading off to Las Vegas next week, next episode, for the final race of the season and of this career mode, the game, the entire series. So hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next one.